Good afternoon, everyone. Let's see, do we have critical mass? We are gaining it. We're going to give it another minute or two while everyone is signing in. All right, I think we are all gathering here, so I just will go ahead and kick us off today. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you all for joining us today. Welcome to our installment of our Plugged In webinar, and thanks for deciding to spend an hour of your day with us to learn about some really exciting topics today. So for those of you that are joining us for Plugged In for the first time, and those of you that are repeat attendees, I'd like to just refresh in terms of what Plugged In is all about. So this was a platform that we actually stood up a couple of years ago, and it was really designed to be invitation only for our most valued distributor partners to help you with providing you with knowledge to help you stay one step ahead of your competition. So on these webinars, we do everything from having special guests, and I think you'll be blown away by our special guest in today's program, as well as providing sneak peeks, product training, and information on new brand launches, as well as discussing topics that are really relevant in our industry. And then we also provide sales tools that you can use in your businesses each and every day. So we put together a really great webinar today, and I'm confident that you're going to leave with some really good nuggets and some knowledge of our new brands and their respective missions, and also more knowledgeable about the sales tools that we have to help you with your clients each and every day. And hopefully we're going to have a little fun along the way. Just logistically speaking, there's a little Q&A box up in the corner of your Zoom call here. So if you have any questions, please type them throughout the webinar today. When we get to the end, we'll actually go through our Q&A, and your questions will help us ensure that we have a really robust Q&A segment. And be sure to stay till the end, because 10 lucky winners are going to walk away with one of our new feed bags, which you'll hear more about in our webinar today. All right, so let's get to the introductions. I have this distinct honor today to introduce my esteemed colleagues and our special guest. So I'm Holly Brown. For those of you that I haven't met before, I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of PCNA, and I'm joined by Liz Hasler, our Chief Merchandising Officer, and Mary Furto, our VP of Marketing. Additionally, you're going to meet Lauren Bush-Loren, who Liz will introduce in greater detail after her segment. All right, so what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to look at both new brands and new products. You're going to hear and meet the brand feed and learn all about its inspiring mission. We're going to cover updates from our marketing and sales tools, everything from an update on where we are with ProudPath platform for our environmental, social, and socially responsible and sustainable governance. We're also looking at rediscovering apparel. Did you all know that we are now stocked up on our apparel items, and we're really excited about the new brands and products that we've launched recently? We're also going to cover new features and releases for Givey, which is our gifting platform, as well as other marketing and sales tools. So with that, Liz, I am going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Holly. Good afternoon. My name is Liz Hasler, and thank you again for joining us today. I'm thrilled to talk to you about some exciting new products that we have at PCNA, and of course, to be able to introduce Lauren Bush-Loren. So first up, we are introducing 3 new brands in the housewares category, all of which are at their peak or growing. The first housewares brand is OXO, and our focus is in 4 main areas: barware, coffee, grill, and their classics. We chose their best sellers, but we also picked product we believe will work in our marketplace. The classics are what OXO is known for: the iconic salad spinner, which is their #1 item, angled measuring cup, and storage containers. In coffee, we're offering the French press, compact cold brew maker, and burr grinder. And for cocktails, we have the 6-piece shaker set and 3-piece ice bucket set, everything you need for happy hour. Lastly, just in time for grilling season, we have OXO's 3-piece grilling set, as well as their 6-piece kitchen tool set and easy clean compost bin. Coded pricing is a little higher than MSRP. Product price ranges from $13 to $142, so pretty wide range there. The second brand is Food Huggers, an alternative to plastic bags that clog our landfills and end up sadly in our oceans. Look, there are plenty of silicone storage bag options out there. Why Food Huggers? We love the fact that they're B Corp, they're female owned, and they're really backing up what they want to do, which is to create sustainable food storage options. The product quality is excellent, which is obviously very important. They use platinum silicone, which is basically how the silicone is cured. It's a more complicated and, of course, expensive process, but it allows the end user to see the product inside the bag, which is very important. We're starting with just one style here and 2 colors. If it catches on, we will expand, and the price point's $13.99. Third housewares launch is NutriBullet. It's one SKU, hyper premium option in our assortment. Look, we saw some success with Ember and tried to replicate that in housewares. And we're already seeing some interest for potential large orders. It's $114. We see this item performing very well in healthcare verticals, as it certainly supports the very important healthy living trend. All 3 of these brands, if you're checking the inventory on our site, please know we have access to more inventory domestically. So check with your sales representative or our large order team for more details. In technology, we're launching Chipola. Bluetooth trackers were the dominant technology at the recent fairs overseas. It's an excellent and versatile category for any travelers or end users on the move. While they're not new, we're just seeing more available options in the marketplace. We've partnered with Chipola on 2 items, and you might be thinking, like, why Chipola? I have never heard of that before. We like the fact that their platform is agnostic, which means they work with Android and iOS devices. The products just require the free Chipola app, so no subscription, and the setup takes less than 2 minutes. So it's easy. You'll get an alert on your phone if the tracker goes out of range, which is about 200 feet. And the Chipola device has a melody that's about 2 times as loud as an Apple AirTag to help the end user find that lost wallet, bags, or keys. Chipola products are made in Slovenia, a non-China tech product in the event those tariffs that we keep reading about become a reality. And if you're thinking, hey, Liz, I have never heard of this brand. It is carried at major retailers like Best Buy and Walmart and exclusive to PCNA in our industry. We have access to their entire product assortment through PCNA Beyond. We're launching the card as well as the one. The one is $25, the card is $30, and this is available in USA and Canada. And if you're saying, hey, great, love that you're doing trackers, but these price points are still a little high, we will be expanding this category with more entry price points in the next 2 months. Stanley has been a runway success in our industry, and we have some new colors for the spring season. Alpine, Black Glow, Jade in the 40 ounce, and Fog in the 30 ounce. These are gone when gone. So not great options for programs, as they are considered limited editions. So consequently, we are not taking pre-orders. So if you're signed up for our emails, you will get one when they arrive, which is in the next couple of days. Just a note on Stanley. This has been a true pain point for us. We provided Stanley with projections for this year back in October, and unfortunately, we have not gotten what we asked for. So I want you to understand it is not from a lack of trying. I personally call them almost every day. So if we have let you down, please accept my heartfelt apologies. What we're doing to remedy the situation is we are purchasing containers directly from the factories, which is how Target manages their inventory. We believe this will give us much better access in the back half of the year to keep up with your demand. And hopefully it will allow us to get this product in Canada, which I also know has been a pain point. So love these colors. They should be here in the next couple of days. And again, thank you for hanging in there with us on the inventory. Camelback has been our exclusive partner since 2019, and we are pumped to have some new product from them this spring. In drinkware, we're launching the Thrive collection, which they have been working on for 2 years. So what's so special, you ask, about the Thrive collection? It's, of course, vacuum insulated, keeps beverages cold for 14, hot for 7, powder coated. But what's really amazing about this product is you can fill the Thrive mug with hot coffee, turn it upside down, it will not leak. I have personally done this. And again, they have been trying to perfect this for the last 2 years. The Thrive is available in 5 colors. I have the Nordic blue and love it. And of course, they have that wonderful non-slip silicone pad. So when you put it on your counter, it doesn't make that noise. In addition to the Thrive collection, we have 2 new bags. They're backpack coolers. RPET, one holds 16 cans, the other 20 just in time for summer. Next up, we have some more exclusive products to PCNA from well-known Wenger. These items are made with pre-consumer and post-consumer recycled polyester and polyurethane with GRS recycled paper. There's a built-in interior organization for storing everyday essentials and documents. Retail packaging is included. This is most definitely better best pricing at $39, $49, and $69, but also products that will stand the test of time. Now, for my very favorite launch of the year and the highlight of our webinar, I introduce to you Lauren Bush-Loren. Lauren is the founder and CEO of Feed, an impact-driven brand she founded on the belief that food is a universal human right. Every Feed product sold provides school meals to children through direct donations to their on-the-ground partners. For her work with Feed, Lauren has received multiple awards, including Fortune magazine's most powerful women entrepreneurs and INC's magazine 30 Under 30. Lauren lives in New York City. She serves on the board of directors for the Food Bank for New York City. And outside of work, Lauren's most important role is mama to her 3 boys, James, Max, and Rocky. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lauren.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you to the PCNA team for having me, and for all of you all tuning in. I am thrilled that we are partnered now with PCNA and wanted to walk you through a bit of why I started Feed and what the brand stands for, our mission, our history, and then talk a bit about the relationship with PCNA. Just to begin, I kind of wanted to start by grounding us all in the issue of hunger, which is the reason why Feed exists. So sadly, and the reality is 828 million people approximately around the globe are hungry and food insecure. And what that means is those 800 plus million people wake up and don't necessarily know where their next meal is coming from. Go to the next slide. Here in the US, it's 34 million people are food insecure. Of those, many households, so 9 million children are food insecure roughly. And again, are living sort of paycheck to paycheck. Maybe, most of the hunger that I've seen in the US is people working multiple jobs. It's not the unemployed even necessarily. It is truly people that are trying to make ends meet, and just the cost of groceries and food and on top of healthcare and housing and school, it's just too much. So these are 34 million people that really rely on soup kitchens and food banks on a regular basis to put food on the table. And then around the globe, 49 million people in 49 countries right now are on the edge of famine, or are in active, areas where there is famine. So it's pretty acute and astounding. And this wasn't the case even pre-COVID. There's many different reasons, why hunger exists. Go to the next slide. The main reasons are conflict, which there is plenty of right now, unfortunately. Climate change becoming a real issue, making it harder to grow crops and food in certain areas. Disasters and structural poverty, and then obviously inequality. Go to the next slide. So that is my journey. Started, I would say when I was a student in college, I had the amazing, life-changing opportunity to travel around the world. There I am, as a freshman in college. And I was able to go with the UN World Food Program. And so through them and through their work on the ground, I was able to, see and learn about the realities of hunger and poverty that exist. And this picture was taken on my very first trip to the field, which is what they call it, with the UN. I was taken, we were in Guatemala, and the first stop in Guatemala was to a therapeutic feeding center. So a very basic clinic in very rural, sort of mountainous, beautiful areas in Guatemala, where unfortunately, families were there with their kid, primarily kids and babies who were malnourished. And the kids there were, physically stunted, they're shorter, physically ill. You could tell were discomforted, didn't lacked sort of the vitality and energy and curiosity that you expect, to see of kids. So it was this like very crazy wake up call. And this little boy, I like to include this not to make people sad, but just to show you what I had seen and experienced in meeting these families. This little boy was the little boy I met sort of on my way out of the clinic. And he was, I cradled him in my arms. I thought he was about, 4 years old, maybe 3. He was actually 7 years old. So just the acute effects of severe malnutrition over time really take the toll on little bodies. So I walked away from that clinic and, had to gather myself. My mom was with me. We all kind of cried. And just, again, to be confronted with the realities of hunger, and specifically with kids, like just because of where they're born, sort of this birth lottery idea of just because of where you're born potentially into a life of hunger and poverty, and not knowing where your next meal is coming from, and not having access, to, nutrition and the food you need. And just down the road from that clinic, we went and visited a school, which is where this next picture was taken. And the kids there, as you can see, were like curious and vibrant and silly and fun and like all the adjectives you think of with school kids. And what I learned was, same village, same town, same region where the kids at the clinic were from. But these kids were able to attend school. And what came with attending school is not only, a basic education, it really is access to a school meal. And sometimes even a meal for after school to take home. So it's, prepared locally, and just this amazing intervention. So I became obsessed with school feeding as this amazing way to make sure that kids are getting the food and nutrition they need, while also encouraging education. Because when you pair, food, nutrition with education, it's really this awesome intervention for kids and way for kids, again, to get the nutrition they need, but also hopefully get the education that they also need and deserve. So I would, from there, I'm still in college here, went on various trips to different parts around the world, and specifically was really inspired by the different ways that school feeding programs were happening, often very much grassroots, like the World Food Program and other organizations help provide the food. But then there's also school gardens, the moms of the community, like kind of an informal PTA system, come in and prepare these big vats of cornmeal and rice and whatever is locally available to them. And kids line up. And what I love in this picture, you can see kids with their little containers. And they're, coming to school, they're going to eat lunch out of the containers, but then they'll take some home. And what I learned is that that could be their dinner. That could be a meal for a sibling who can't attend school, isn't in school. So this school meal program, is vitally important, but also goes and helps, beyond school as well. Go to the next slide. So I would come back from these, experiences and, just felt, obviously overwhelmed, I would say, and also very inspired and really racked my brain about what I could do to engage others in the fight to end hunger, especially young people who don't have, a big checkbook to write to a big UN organization. And I came up with the idea for the feed bags. If you go back actually one slide, there I was really inspired by the look and feel of these kind of bags of rice and corn and other food that was being given out. So that's why it's sort of a stampy feed look, because of the bags of food that I again saw being distributed so beautifully to the schools and to the communities in need. And this was the bag, the Feed One bag that started Feed. You can go to the next slide. So from day one, the model has been every bag, has the feed branding, of course, but then a number, and the number signifies the amount of kids we're able to feed or the amount of meals we're able to give. So I think a real differentiator for Feed from day one is that our impact is really tangible and really kind of clear. And that's not always the case with a lot of, global issues that we face, but with hunger, we know how to solve it. We know it takes school meals or meals in general. So we build in a quantifiable meal count into each product. So that is very much communicated on the bag, in the hang tag. So customers know, my product isn't just giving a percentage of profits or proceeds, which is obviously lovely, but is, literally feeding one kid in school for 1 year, or, feeding 10 meals, 1 meal, 3 meals, whatever it is. Continue. And with that, we've certainly expanded. This was 17 years ago when I started Feed, hard to believe. And we've been able to create different bags for different end uses. We have market totes, work bags, go-to bags. We call them, the Cultivate Kindness is our, more B2B friendly bag. And, that we created before starting to work with PCNA, but it's been wonderful to have that real estate to customize. And we've, put forth in our core collection what we call conversation totes. So Cultivate Kindness being one of our favorite sort of conversation starters, but women on a mission, different sayings, which has been really fun to iterate on that over the years. And then, market tote, the zip up one, we did it with Whole Foods, but it was part of our line for many years. So it's been fun to, think of, primarily, or all of our bags are made with certified organic cotton or rPET. We've really put a lot of focus in the last 4 or 5 years into how to make the products as well as mindfully as possible, with really, more eco-friendly materials. So it's the giving back, but also, the reusability of our bags and the eco-friendly materials that we use to make them. Go to the next slide. And with that, I think, our approach and why I'm so thrilled to talk directly to you all is, it's yes about the product, of course, but it's always been about the mission and the movement. And we've been really blessed to work with amazing, retailers like Target, Whole Foods, West Elm, Williams-Sonoma over the years, but also just have, really organic, lovely friends endorse Feed over the years. So you have John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, Meghan Markle, pre-becoming Princess Meghan, and many other amazing people have stepped up because of the cause and the mission of feeding kids, which is, again, a hard one, not to want to get behind, to really support us. And it's just been an amazing part of my journey with Feed, is just feeling and seeing that organic kind of community love and support for the brand. And that's why I think it's such a beautiful, again, way and sales channel for us. We've always been a bit more reactive when it comes to B2B orders. We don't always personally have the inventory to fulfill some of the bigger ones, and certainly our price points are a little higher, so not always B2B friendly. And that's why we kind of sought out, and when we met PCNA, it just, made a lot of sense for us to have a partner who can really has those sales channels, has that know-how, to continue to grow this movement, which is really, again, the core, the beating heart of Feed. And the result of all that movement building and all those products has been over 125 million school meals that we've been able to donate to date. And really to note that those meals are given, again, via the World Food Program, and they work in many countries around the world, to purchase those school meals locally and then feed locally. So we're also helping local farmers, smallholder farmers, and economies in that way. We're also working with a group called Akshay Patra in India, who's feeding millions of kids in India every day with a hot meals, nutritional hot meals at school. And we're working here in the US, which is really important as well, through No Kid Hungry. So in the US, the school meals that we provide are actually this breakfast in the classroom program. So the USDA and the US government are here. We have the infrastructure in the US. They're already feeding kids that free or reduced price lunch meal. So what Feed is helping pay for and help fund our breakfast in the classroom programs in schools, where about 85% or more of the kids are qualified in getting the lunch meal. Teachers and administrators were finding those kids were hungry still, and basically coming to class hungry and not able to focus until lunch. So No Kid Hungry, a wonderful organization that we partner with, has stepped up to help mitigate that and really kick off this school breakfast program, which they help facilitate and run. And then, government funding comes in as well to support also. And it's just, they're a wonderful organization. They're really, changing lives here in the US as well. So that's kind of a snapshot of where those meals go to. Oh, ta-da. And then the best part, we are just, again, so thrilled to work with PCNA. I feel like our values, really align, which to me, as the founder of Feed, it really, means a lot personally. I love y'all's focus on eco-friendly materials. And again, Feed has always appealed to clients in a B2B way. So now to have you all and have your, distributor network and sales network out there, really pushing Feed. And I know the reception so far has been great. And we're just, again, super thrilled with this partnership. We created these 5 styles to start. Some just have a single color, others have multiple colorways. Basically, the convention totes, like the entry price point, it gives 3 meals a bag per bag. And so that's, again, communicated with an internal stamp branding, which is something you can't see on the slide. And then on the hang tag. So that's, again, great, beautiful entry price point, really classic, pretty simple utilitarian convention bag. The next one is the Feed cotton, the rivet tote. So we have our signature rivets, which has always been sort of a design feature for Feed that we've leaned into over the years. A beautiful sort of organic cotton twill. Again, super functional. There's a side pocket on this one. It's a softer bag, but again, really multi-use, very great capacity for this bag. The third bag is a shopper tote. It's made with a bit of a thicker material. Yeah, super sturdy. This one has the other two, I think, kind of hard to see, but you have a side label with Feed. So a lot of like brandability, what do you call it? Decorating area. I'm learning all the B2B terminology. Lots of room to decorate, but on the shopper tote, you have the feed signature, external patch branding, but again, a lot of room to decorate as well. Yeah, a super classic bag, based a bit on a bag we've done over the years. The market tote, also a classic of feed, one that we definitely do on our site. And this price point is obviously a lot friendlier than what we're able to achieve. But yeah, multifunctional, great for going to the grocery store, the farmer's market, or just going around town. But a lot of capacity, a really thick sort of a thicker cotton canvas, obviously organic as well, but a super classic bag and silhouette that we've had in our collection a long time. And then lastly, a weekend tote. This bag, yeah, more capacity, really beautiful, thick cotton canvas, organic cotton canvas, obviously. Again, the external patch, you have the rivet detailing. Yeah, a really beautiful premium bag. And again, really proud of all these bags. And I think they serve different purposes, obviously different price points for different, needs, whether it's corporate gifting, corporate events, big or small, personal events. So again, we just are super excited to work with PCNA and yeah, thrilled to be on this webinar. And I know, go to the next slide. Together we can move from a world that needs feed to a world that is, there you did it. That is well fed. So really, again, just thrilled to work with PCNA and thrilled to get to meet you guys and have this opportunity today to share a bit about feed. And yeah, wanted to answer some questions I think that might be percolating.
Thank you, Lauren. Wow, we are so proud of our partnership with you and are thrilled that all of us can help participate in your mission to feed the children of the world. The products, you can tell Lauren's got a lot of passion around the products that we've worked to develop together. They are already selling over expectations, and we are reordering and rushing containers to the US. So we'll have some question time with Lauren at the end of our webinar. Next section will be led by my colleague, Mary Furto, Vice President of Marketing for PCNA, who will share with you what she and her team have developed to help you drive demand.
Thanks,
Thank you, Liz. And thank you, Lauren. I have that feed shopper tote, and she talked about how it's a thicker fabric, and I just love the elevated feel of it, taking it to the grocery store, and now hearing the cause directly from her, it really makes you feel good about carrying it. So appreciate you coming on and telling us your story. So I want to talk a little bit about Proud Path. Many of you know what Proud Path is, but I'm sure that there are many of you out there that don't exactly know what Proud Path is either. And so what we've done recently is we changed how it's structured on the website to really make it easier for you. So when we say, what is Proud Path? What it is it's really the easiest way for you to offer sustainable and social responsibility products to your customers. We've created this platform with 5 distinct pillars that you can see on the screen on the left. And what those are doing is it's allowing us to go through and make sure that the products and the brands fit into these pillars. We want to make it easier for you so you don't have to do the work to find out, is this product really sustainable? Does this product really have responsible product sourcing? We're doing that on the front end. Liz and her team do a great job researching to make sure that we can tell our customers that these are products that are verified by PCNA to be inside these pillars. So the first one, brands that give back, you just heard of a great cause. That's an example of the products that would fit inside this pillar. The next one is eco-friendly, and these are products that have at least 50%, but often much more, either recycled or sustainable products, component within them. The third one is owner diversity, so women or minority-owned businesses. And then responsible product sourcing, things like FSC, for paper? Are they sourcing the products in a responsible way that have been certified by us? And then finally, B Corp partners, which is the highest level of certification. And many of our brands actually fit within multiple pillars. You just heard about feed, and that fits within many of these pillars, so can check a lot of boxes for what your customers are looking for. Next, I just wanted to say thank you. Oh, sorry, if you go back one more. On the right, thank you to all of our customers for the impact that we're able to make with your purchases of these ProudPath products. You can see that there's been 35 million pounds of cotton, or 35 million pounds of bottles recycled, over 2 million of cotton. Sorry, it's a little small on my screen. Cotton now recycled, but that's what it says there. And that's across our 35 plus retail brands and over 600 products in our ProudPath portfolio. We believe we have the largest portfolio of sustainable and socially responsible products in the industry, and are very proud of that. We also donate to 1% for the planet, and you can see our 3 causes that we donate to: Giving Grove, Well Aware, and Living Lands and Waters, and you can learn more about those on our website. And finally, all of our standards and certifications we are transparent with as well, so that you can pass those along to your customers. The last thing I wanted to point out on this slide is our sustainability report. For any of you who have not read that yet, it is available on the ProudPath portion of our website. So on the next slide, what we've recently done, we did a lot of research and found out what is it that you guys need to really make it easy and effective for you to sell to your customers. And we refreshed our entire website that was dedicated to ProudPath. And one of the things that we did is we took each of those pillars and made very easy to sort curated assortments for each one of those categories. So if you're looking for a brand that gives back and you want drinkware, you can click on that link and it will take you to a grouping of products that all fit within there. You don't have to go through and find filters and do a lot of searching and researching on your own. It's ready to go. If you want a tech product that fits within eco-friendly, you can click on that link. And many of you have asked for budget-friendly products. And that's one area that we wanted to make really easy and accessible for you as well, because doing the right thing and buying ProudPath products doesn't mean that you can't also have a budget-friendly product. And you can see it on the right here that we have assortments that are less than $20 and the most budget-friendly products within each one of those pillars that you can easily find and sort by. The next thing is on the bottom, you can see a new tool that shows your impact from purchases. And this is by account. So if you're logged in to PCNA and you log in with your username and password and go to the ProudPath page, you not only will see what PCNA has donated, those previous figures I showed you, but it will also show you what your account has donated. How much you have spent on ProudPath products, how many trees that have been planted, how many kids have been fed. So we're doing all the math for you in the background when you purchase products and putting it out here for you so that you could very easily and quickly share it with your customers. Many of our distributors have asked for this information, and we were really excited to be able to have it online for you. And then finally, there's a new distributor toolkit that has all of our collateral, flyers and brochures and lookbooks all in one spot. And so we really hope that you can go and check out our new ProudPath website on PCNA. It's right up at the top if you click ProudPath, and you can find all of this information. The next slide. Okay, apparel. You heard Holly talk a little bit about this at the beginning. So what we are asking is to rediscover apparel with PCNA. We have invested a lot over the past 6 months to get ready for this relaunch of Rediscover with a huge amount of investment in deep inventory. You heard that Liz talk about some new products that she's brought in on the hard goods. Well, they've also been spending a lot of time bringing in new styles and retail brands, on-trend styles that fit well, the materials look good, they feel good. I have on a Greatness Wins one right now, and it fits me perfectly. It's soft. These are the kinds of styles and products that we're investing in with this inventory. We also have a lot of program-ready product lines. That was another request from many of our distributors, was to have deep inventory across the full range of sizes in some of these program-ready products. And if you go to our website, you can see those in the bottom left. You can see program-ready styles here. And we're calling those out as the products that we believe will be the best fit across all of those sizes that you need. We have innovative deco capabilities across a multiple different types of deco, any type of deco that you might need, and it's all in one place. So we feel like we really make it easy for you with one invoice. You can order the products across all the sizes, get different colors, get your deco done in-house by PCNA with the high level quality that you know that you want and will get from PCNA, and get it delivered. So that's another thing that we just really want to make sure you're aware of with this relaunch. And then finally, a lot of new materials. We know that we have not given you as many marketing materials for apparel as you've needed in the past. And so we have a huge amount of new flyers and brochures coming out, starting with a guide to polos that just recently came out. We have a programs apparel guide and some tricks and tips for that, and many more that'll be coming out on the website. And to show how important this is to you, we have a promotion that's going on. Oh, go back really quickly. This next one's a good promotion too. But this one, free setup for all apparel deco types. We want to show how important this is by investing in that free setup so that you can try it out. The decorated price includes unlimited embroidery count on a stitch count, sorry, on embroidery. So if you have a deco that needs a little bit more, a few more stitches than the normal amount, we are not putting a max on that. And you can try any of these trending new styles and brands on us. If you look at the bottom left there, the new retail brands, super excited about some of these new brands. So the first one is Stitch. That is a golf brand. And so you may not know that PCNA actually has a lot of products now in the golf brand category between Greatness Wins and Stitch. And for those of you that watched the PGA Championship over the weekend, Bryson, who plays second, was wearing Stitch all 4 days. So if you liked some of the stuff that he was wearing and how it was fitting, please take a look at some of the new SKUs that we brought in for that. The next one is Wolverine. And what's really neat about this is it's a very durable brand, more rugged looking, and these are great products, especially if you have manufacturing verticals that prefer that look and feel. And then finally, Greatness Wins. That's the product that I have on. Super soft fabrics, on-trend styles, and if you try them out, I'm sure you will love them. Next slide. So then Tentree, and this is a product we've had for a while. It's been a favorite because of the fabrics and also the story here. They have a great give back program because every item that's purchased, so whether it's a shirt or a hoodie, they plant 10 trees. So it's a really great program, but it's also a wonderful product. So if you have not tried it yet, we actually have a promotion going on where you can get a free spec sample on us. That's how much we believe you will love this product. The hoodies are thick and soft. The t-shirts are a really great feel. So the setup, the run charge, the shipping, it's all free for you to give to your customer to try out this product. And through the end of the year, we have 30% off, as well as free setup and run charge. So please try this one out as well. And next slide. So the next thing that we launched, we've talked on previous webinars about our knowledge centers, and this is something that we've had a lot of feedback that our distributors are loving the information that we're putting out there. We've launched ones on decoration, bags, and drinkware. We've had over 10,000 visits to each one of those. So the new one that's just been launched is on stationery. I know that there are a lot of different terms that are used in this industry, whether it's about materials, paper materials, cover materials, and so we've put it all in one place where you can really just learn how to build the best journal for your customer. I really like this image on the right where it shows how it compares to a pen. So if you're trying to picture how big it is and you're thinking about how that might look in whether it's in a kitting or just something that might sit at a table, this really helps to show you how that will look. And then next slide. And so we would not have a webinar without talking about Givey. You've heard this from us on a few of the previous ones, and we are so excited that we have over 1,100 stores that have been launched in the past few months. It is doing really well for us. We believe it is the easiest and most competitive solution out there. I'm going to jump right to the bottom real quick, and then I'll come back to the top. But there are no store fees for Givey, and this is extended through the end of the year, if not indefinitely. And you can, when you think about it versus the competitive solutions out there, whether it's a large store or a small store, you don't need to worry about paying those extra fees. We just launched a brand new spring 2024 calendar, a catalog with 80 new items in it. Items like the Greatness Wins and Stitch apparel products that I just talked about, but a lot of other new print on demand products. And one that I'm super excited about that I have here is this Hydro Flask product actually has laser engraving now available. So that is a new ad from a deco perspective that we have POD for your quantities of one with personalization on the store, where you can put your company logo as well as the personalization of the name with laser now. You can still get digital, that's always been available, full color, but having laser with PID we think is a huge win. If you're not sure if your use case is a good fit for Givey, you can go check out our use cases. There are many different ways where we see this could be a fit and really make it easier for your customers and create a stickier business. Once your customers try Givey or a solution like this, we think they're going to want to stay on it. And finally, we are very excited that coming soon is our e-commerce stores. So right now our platform is all gifting. But very shortly, you'll be able to create e-commerce stores, pop-up stores for your customers, where you can set custom pricing. Guests can purchase with a credit card, and it's all connected with Stripe. So please talk to your rep for a demo, and excited about that new change. And then last slide. So the tools, we know that we have a lot of things coming at you with PCNA. We have a lot of new things coming out, and we wanted to make sure it was very easy for you to find everything. So if you are on our website and you click on tools at the top, there are 3 key areas that we recommend you check out. The first one is new HQ. Many of your customers ask you, what's new? What's something different? I think Food Huggers is a great one that's new and different that you should offer. But if you want some other options, the new headquarters is the place to go to find all of that. The next one, key occasions, that's where you can find any of the occasions, the seasonal buying events that might be coming up that you want to be able to offer to your customers. And right now we have a great brochure on summer under 10, so budget-friendly summer items. And we already have the Truck Driver Appreciation Week that's in September and Breast Cancer Awareness in October out there ready for you. So as you're starting to talk with customers about that, our materials are ready for you guys to co-brand on our site. And then finally, any current promotions. So anything from the ones that I talked about today to, we also have some great spec sample promotions on drinkware and bags that you can find there. And then finally, the other 2 on the right, all of our art templates are available online as well, if you weren't aware, as well as any of the great photos that you see from us are in our media gallery. So please check it out, and thank you for your business, and we look forward to doing more with you.
Excellent. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate that. And thank you so much for to Liz and to Lauren. What an inspiring story. Really appreciate hearing all about that. Okay, so what's next? Well, a couple of exciting things. Today, 10 lucky winners who have been participating in the webinar are going to go home with a feedback. So we will actually be sending out an email to the winners, and you can take your feedback and then share the mission and the inspiring values of this new brand as we move forward. And then mark your calendars, because it is never too late to start thinking about holiday. So we're going to mix it up a little, and we're going to have a virtual holiday party on July 18th from 1 to 2 p.m. Who doesn't love a good holiday party? We're going to be unveiling our new holiday collection, so I hope that you all can join us there. Okay. You will also get an email after this webinar, and it will have our survey in it. Please, please, please take the survey. It only takes a minute, and we really rely on your feedback. It's what helps us, create the content for the next plugged in, and make sure that the content that we're sharing with you is resonating and that it's relevant. So we really would appreciate you guys giving us that feedback. It'll also include a link for today's recording so that you can share it with others across your organization if they weren't able to attend live today. Okay, so with that, we've got about 8 minutes or so, and I want to move into the Q&A portion because we've got some good questions that I've seen coming through in the Q&A down at the bottom. So thank you everyone for submitting your questions. Let me see if I can get to a couple of these and get some answers. I know the marketing team has been responding to several of them in the Q&A, but let's see if we can get through a bunch of these live as well. Okay, so first question out there, where are we sending out the materials? Let me take that one. Yes, we are actually sending out a PDF of the presentation and the webinar recording tomorrow via the email that I mentioned. It also will have the survey link in it. And it'll also include the live links to some of the tools that Mary covered today, because we want to make sure that you have quick access to those. All right, let's see. Where can I find the new Givey Spring catalog? Mary, why don't you take that one?
Yes, a couple different ways. You can either click on tools and go into marketing materials and find it there, or you can go to our Givey site, which you can get to from the top navigation, and there's lots of different tools on Givey there.
Perfect. Okay, here is a question about Camelback. It says, so what is the Thrive collection from Camelback, and how is it different from what PCNA already carries from this brand? Liz, maybe that's a good one for you to take.
Of course, it's a great question. This is Camelback's newest series in drinkware, and it's their first truly leak-proof design. So, and they're also cup holder compatible, so you can stay hydrated on the go.
Love it. Okay. Another product related question, Liz, so stay on deck. It's around apparel relaunch. Can you elaborate once more on the apparel promotions that were mentioned earlier?
Absolutely. So right now we are offering free setup on all apparel and headwear deco types. Plus, the decorated price includes no stitch count limit. Plus, we're offering 30% off all Tentry apparel and a free spec sample offer. These details will also be included in the follow-up materials we'll share with you as well.
Excellent. Those are really great promotions. So please take advantage of those while they are going on. Okay, here's a question about our next lookbook. I can answer this because I just mentioned it, but somebody asked, when is the next lookbook dropping? So that will be our holiday lookbook dropping on July 11th. And as mentioned before, we will be going through all of that on our virtual holiday party on July 18th. So really looking forward to seeing you all there. Let's see, question around the Knowledge Center. So Mary, the question is, the Knowledge Center is providing a ton of relevant information, seems terrific, and really good educational materials. Are there any additional Knowledge Centers planned for the balance of the year?
Yeah, great question. So after we made the first one, we had so much positive feedback. We put together a plan to release through the end of the year. And so the next one that will be coming out is apparel. All of this great new material that you're hearing on apparel will be there. And then tech will come out right after that in the summer, just in time for the holiday season.
Great. Mary, maybe just stay on deck for a second because there's a question around the new HQ, the key occasions and promotions landing pages. You mentioned that they're existing, are exciting resources. Can you remind me again where we can find those? Yeah.
Yes, so if you're on our site, up on the upper right, click on tools, and it will be the first three on the left. The tools is really the best place to find anything. Think of it as tools to help you sell. So those are things that we make specifically for our distributors, where if you think about just the normal website, anyone can go on and see the products and search, but the tool section is really for you guys to help you sell to your distributors.
Okay. Great. Lauren, do we still have you with us? Because there, as expected, are a few questions around feed.
Yes.
Perfect. And the first one is, are the feed styles that PCNA offers the same as feed at retail?
They are not. They are sort of takes on them. They were definitely inspired by some of our bestsellers. But yes, at a more B2B friendly price point, and utilizing obviously the great, manufacturing capabilities of PCNA. So a lot of our signature styles, I would say the closest one is probably the market tote. We do have a market tote, and that's pretty darn close from our current styles. But yes, they're slightly different.
Okay, great. And I think that you sort of alluded to the next question, which was just around is the pricing different? Sounds like it is. So yeah, very much appreciate that. Um, Liz, are the feed retail styles available?
Yes, for anything that we don't carry, just reach out to your rep or the large order / beyond team. We will work with Lauren's team, as true with most, brands. Inventory and deco are not always guaranteed with the products that we don't stock.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. And then Lauren, I think maybe just to go a little bit deeper, someone has asked, why are the meals per bag different than what feed does for retail?
Yeah, I think, with the more accessible price points, the meal count as well is a bit lower per bag, but it's 3 meals on like the convention bag, which is sort of the starting price point wise bag in the PCNA feed collection, up to sort of 5 meals. So yeah, it's definitely substantial. And I do think customers will appreciate people who are given the bag, that gives 3 meals or 5 meals, even at these price points.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, what a feel good opportunity to purchase and carry these bags. Liz, there is a question about feed inventory. There's a couple of SKUs that someone noticed were out. How are we thinking about inventory there?
Great news. We are going to be receiving several orders this week and have tens of thousands of additional pieces available.
I love it. Okay. And there's another question too, just around, can we do feed through Beyond? That's a great question.
Absolutely. We are happy to quote custom colors, and the donations per bag would follow the design that the inquiry is based on.
Okay, great. Let's see here. Just looking to see if there's anything else we haven't covered. I know we are coming right up on time. Looks like a lot of them have been answered already. So I am going to wrap up. I just want to take a moment to thank you all again for joining us today. Really appreciate your feedback and your participation today, and look forward to the responses that you'll give on the presentation survey that comes out tomorrow. So thank you so much, everyone, and appreciate everyone being here. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
all.
Bye.
Bye.